What's going on YouTube? My name is ginj-tcg or Chris, and today I'm back, I think for the first time, visiting Ethan's Typhlosion, which is pretty surprising because I've played this deck a whole lot in my free time and like outside of the channel and whatnot. But Ethan's Typhlosion, if you haven't seen it, has been tearing up the format with the new popularity of Gold and Go because it is a fire prize single attacker, so it's just a perfect counter to it. And we all know that it could swing for a whole lot of damage, taking down big stage 2 such as Dragapults, Charizards, Pidgeots, and Grimmsnarls. Well, with the new set, we now have Brave Bangle, so taking those big one-hit KOs on stage 2 Pokemon got even easier, making this deck 12 times stronger. If you're unfamiliar with Ethan's Typhlosion, you have the Buddy Blast attack. For 1 energy, do 40 damage plus 60 more for each Ethan's Adventure in your discard pile, and Ethan's Adventure can search for up to any 3 in combination of Ethan's Pokemon and basic Fire Energy. So you can use Ethan's Adventure to set up Ethan's Typhlosion and then swing with Ethan's Typhlosion for a whole lot of damage. And if you're worried about getting the Ethan's Adventure in your hand to get in the discard very quickly, you really don't have to because you got Quilava with Bonded by the Journey. So once during your turn, you can search your deck for an Ethan's Adventure card, put it into your hand, and then shuffle your deck. So if you get a couple Quilavas into play because you like going second and going into that TM Evo to get your Quilavas down as soon as possible, you can then get a bunch of Ethan's Adventures into your hand, and then you could use different cards such as Research, Ultra Ball, Secret Box, or Earthen Vessel to discard them on top of just playing 1 per turn to make sure you're getting them in the discard pile as fast as possible. This deck's ramp up damage is actually insane. It's one of my favorite things about Ethan's Typhlosion. I think this is probably one of the most fun single prize decks to play. I think this is the best single prize deck we've gotten in a long time, maybe since the Reggies or like Sablezard come to mind as like other insanely strong single prize options. I think there was a time where Ancient Box is kind of up there too, but I think since Radiant Greninja has fallen off, you know, we're now kind of replacing that single prize carry by Ethan's Typhlosion. The reason Brave Bangle is so nice is you don't have to rely on being behind in prize cards for Defiance Band to get you that extra 30 damage. Now with Brave Bangle, all you need to do is just attach it to your Ethan's Typhlosion since it's a non-rule box Pokemon, and then you can swing 30 more damage onto Pokemon EX. So if you're worried about, you know, any big, huge stage 2s such as maybe Arch Alladon or Blissey that have 300 HP, you could easily get there with Brave Bangle. And if you have Gravity Mountain, you can now knock down Charizards as well. And if you're like, oh man, I already played my Grav Mountain, they bumped the stadium, you know, I've got an extra Brave Bangle, but I don't know how to kill the Dragapult, that's fine, because we got Victini, where your Evolution Fire Pokemon do 10 more damage, which doesn't sound like a whole lot, but when you consider that Brave Bangle plus max Typhlosion is 310 damage, 1 Victini, and now you're swinging 320, which is Grimmsnarl and Dragapult EX. So, you know, this deck has some, honestly, perfect synergies with the math to take it down. And then you have Redeemable Ticket, where you count your prize cards, shuffle them onto the bottom of your deck, and then take the top amount of cards that were equal to the prize cards you had previously, and then put them down as your face-down prize cards. So if you prize any Ethan's Adventure, you could totally work around it with Redeemable Ticket. Now, the biggest change from what I'm playing today on our Typhlosion list compared to the definite most popular way to play it is the change-up of engine. I am playing the Dudunsparce engine instead of the Dracloak engine. I think one of this deck's biggest weaknesses into the format right now is Grimmsnarl, because Dracloaks are just sitting targets to get abused by Frostlass and Munkidori, and Grimmsnarl as well as Dragapult are still, I'd say, 2 of the top big dogs in the format right now. So having a pretty big weakness into big spread decks that abuse a lot of Munkidoris, and especially the Frostlass and Grimmsnarl, could be very difficult to work around, and I mean, stresses me out a little bit. So right now I'm trying to work out different ways to counteract that spread, and I think Dudunsparce is one of the engines that come to mind, since you shuffle it back into your deck every time you use the ability and still draw 3 cards. So you still have a solid draw engine just like Dracloak provided for you. I think obviously right now the biggest challenge comes from balancing, you know, how often are you benching Dudunsparces, how easy is it to get them on the field after you've already used them, especially in that late game, to prevent the Ionos from destroying you a whole lot. And I think there's different ways around it. I think it's just something I'm kind of using as a pet deck right now and trying to experiment with, but I don't know if Dracloak is necessarily the best engine for it. I just think it's the one people feel is the safest and easiest to use because it's always there. I just think when it's there, it makes those spread matchups way, way worse than it could be, which is why I like Dunsparce, because it just removes itself from the field, which is always kind of nice. And then that could create space for a Victini, a Shaymin, maybe an extra Cyndaquil in the late game. So that's definitely kind of, I think, one of the biggest changes to my variant here. I'm kind of just experimenting with the Dunsparce, seeing how good it feels, because I've played it a couple times over the past 2 days, and it's felt really strong, so I wanted to get out and make a little video on it. One of the other small changes is I'm playing 2 Super Odd and 1 Night Stretcher. In my list, I'm playing 3 copies of Professor's Research, and I've gotten to a point where I'm not afraid to research like a bunch of Pokemon away, just because this deck needs to accelerate very quickly, and you kind of need to fly through your deck, get all those adventures in the discard pile. So having 2 Raw just means there's a little more flexibility on getting a few of our 5 energy cards back, as well as recycling a bunch of Pokemon. We're only playing 3 copies of Ethan's Typhlosion, so there is a very real possibility that we're going to need to recycle 1 to 2 Ethan's Typhlosion a game just to make sure we're swinging and taking enough prize cards, because, you know, if we're only taking single prize KOs, that's only 3 prize cards. We're going to need to recycle 3 more, which is a very difficult task, but Rod obviously makes it a little easier. And of course, the goal with this deck is to abuse all the 2 prize Pokemon in the format. So realistically, against decks like Golden Go, Dragapult, maybe not Grimmsnarl, but decks that abuse a lot of 2 prize Pokemon, you know, your Typhlosions, you might only need 3 of them, because the goal is to 2-4-6 your opponent. So, you know, I think there's a lot of synergy with pretty much every card in this deck. I think this is a pretty solid list for an early Dunsparce variant. There's some other variants I'd like to try with Ethan's Typhlosion if you guys want to see other variants, such as, obviously, we have the Dracloak Genshin, but I feel like many people have showcased that before. There's Tatsugiri build, Pidgeot builds. I mean, there's a lot going on with Typhlosion you can pair it with. I don't know if we know the absolute best combo yet, but if there's something else you guys want to see, definitely let me know in the comments down below. And before we hop into today's video with Typhlosion, I just want to remind everyone 2 things. One, we got the Draw Pass TCG channel, the home of the Battle VIPs podcast, as well as a bunch of other series by my competitive team, Draw Pass TCG. So if you want to go head over, grow your game, learn some new competitive skills, head on over to the Draw Pass TCG channel, where a bunch of members on the team are posting different series and having some fun, as well as the Battle VIPs podcast. The other update is we got that TCG Player affiliate link. So if you're going to TCG Player to order any decks, singles, or deck accessories for any card game, doesn't matter what, make sure you hop on over to TCG Player with my link in the description. Ordering stuff within 48 hours supports the channel in a massive way, so thank you so much to everyone who's been doing that. And yeah, with that being said, let's hop into today's video and see how well Ethan's Typhlosion and Brave Bangle can do together. Welcome to match number 1, or a battle of the Ethan's decks, up against Ethan's Slugma and Ethan's Ho-Oh, and we'll be playing Ethan's Typhlosion. I mean, I think our matchup into this is pretty decent. They do have these Slugmas, which are great single prize attackers, can definitely take down Typhlosion and trade very evenly, but we can boss up Ethan's Ho-Oh hopefully a few times. And then in doing so, we'll be able to, like, 2-4-6 our opponent a little bit more cleanly. Oh, I lied, actually. They got an Ethan's Typhlosion as well. Okay, well, this matchup just got a whole lot more interesting. They got the energy down on the bench Slugma, a Cyndaquil on the bench too, and we have a pretty solid opening hand with Arven as well as a few good supporters. All right. Excuse me, a few good outs. I would have loved to have an Energy or Buddy-Buddy Poffin in the hand just so I could force the TM Evo play, but I think here I do kind of want to just slow down a little bit. We got the Rare Candy. If I went Secret Box, it wouldn't help us right now. I think we just go Buddy-Buddy Poffin, and I'll take another TM Evo. We've got our Quilavas or Cyndaquils. We do have 1 Typhlosion in the prize cards, and then our Ethan's Adventure, we got all of them in the deck, so that feels pretty good too. I guess this is a situation maybe I could go Earthen Vessel, right? Instead of Buddy-Buddy Poffin and evolve into a Quilava. I'm not sure. I'm thinking maybe next turn. No, actually, you know what? That might be the best bet, because then we could take 1 Ethan's Adventure. So let me go take a... Did we prize a Vessel? We did prize the Vessel. Okay, never mind. Let me just take the Buddy-Buddy Poffin. I was going to say, if I Vessel away Redeemable Ticket, since we have our Ethan's Adventure in the deck, I could go TM Evo right now into a Quilava, which is a little bit more of a gamble, but, I mean, it was something I was definitely willing to do to try to just get a little bit more aggressive into this matchup. But I think here I don't mind just setting up another Cyndaquil and another Dunsparce, so there's nothing my opponent could KO this turn that would truly affect my next turn that bad. They got the Macargo with the free retreat in the active and a Macargo on the bench. So now they've got 2 great single prize Pokemon ready to rumble. 3 cards left in hand, and they Iono, getting rid of my Dunsparce and Arven, which are going to be 2 of the biggest cards in my hand for this turn. And here, I will actually get almost a whole lot of nothing I do have an Ultra Ball, so I can get out a Dunsparce and hopefully draw into a supporter a little bit more playable from there. They're still short the Ethan's Ho-Oh though, so if they don't get that down, they're not going to be attacking with Macargo, and they just pass for turn there, giving us a little bit more time to set up. Love the Buddy-Buddy Poffin here. I am going to have to sack one though. I'm definitely going to need another Cyndaquil. I think our best bet is to Ultra Ball away Buddy-Buddy Poffin Brave Bangle. It's not going to be necessary this match. They go in with Typhlosion. We're going to be swinging for KO anyways pretty comfortably. I could go Quilava. Would get me another Ethan's Adventure. But I like the Dunsparce to draw 3 here. I think that's probably the safest angle for us. If I wait this turn and I can't attack, that's fine. Quilava doesn't guarantee us attack. It just kind of gets us a supporter that's decent at the moment. And this feels a whole lot better, actually. I like this a ton. I think what I want to do is go in with Dunsparce, right? And then I could attach to Dunsparce, go TM Evo, and I could just research away the Ethan's Adventure, which is a little scary. We are losing our Night Stretcher, but I still do have 2 copies of Rod in the deck, so it doesn't feel that bad. I think here all I want to do is take out 2 more Dunsparce just to keep my draw engine rolling. We could attach this here, smack on the TM Evo, and then rip the research, try to dig a little bit deeper, and look at that. We get 2 more Ethan's Adventure, another Quilava, which I could evolve into right now, and then I can use this Quilava to go Bonded by the Journey. Take my 3rd Ethan's Adventure, and then next turn I've got Arven for Secret Box to get rid of all 3 of them at once. Right now, however, we definitely go TM Evo, and all I want to do is maybe just evolve these guys. I don't want to give my opponent a Typhlosion. We did prize 1, so if I go Typhlosion, right? If I evolve the Quilava into Typhlosion, I evolve into it, and then they have a energy to attach to Macargo plus a boss's orders. We're going to regret that heavily because I really don't want to Rod until both my Typhlosions are down. I kind of want to hold off on that. I just want my opponent to KO my Dunsparce. I can deal with the Ethan's Ho-Oh when they get that rolling, because right now they got no great energy acceleration going on. And there's their own research, and they get rid of Superior, Macargo, bunch of energy, fine by me. I need to see that Ethan's Ho-Oh hit the field. That's that 2 prize liability that I am going to abuse our way to our match number 1 win. For now, if that's their supporter for turn, we know they are not playing, you know, they're not playing Boss's Orders. Countercatcher's not live. I guess they could Iron Bundle, but if that's the case, I'm just going to give them a Dunsparce, and this is fine. When this guy evolves, the energy will get shuffled back into the deck as well, so it's really no worry for us. And there's the Ho right now. So off this Arven, I still think we got to go Secret Box. And then we could take Brave Bangle, although I don't think it'll be too important for us. I think the better play, they got a bunch of energy too to get down on another Macargo. Maybe the Pinsir. Yeah, they do go Pinsir. Okay, makes sense. We got to figure it out. Off Secret Box, I definitely might need an Ultra Ball to guarantee myself Typhlosion. I'm trying to think what else I could take. I would love to go Countercatcher this turn and just take the Ho right now, but I don't think we're going to have that option. We're definitely going to go throw Quilava in the active. We know that's the Pokemon we need here. And we're going to take out the 2 energy as well. Right, if I play Ethan's Adventure, I don't have another way to get 1. We would have 2 in the discard pile. Maybe I could play Ethan's Adventure here. Nah, you know what? Secret Box, I think, is always our out. We're in a better situation than them. I could boss them the following turn. Let me go. Secret Box, excuse me. We'll take this guy here, and then we can totally take a TM Evo. We can discard as well at some point. I don't need a Brave Bangle right now. No point in holding on to it. We'll go Secret Box. We'll get rid of the 3 Ethan's Adventure, and we will take a... Probably go... I have Iono in hand, so I think I could take Boss here pretty comfortably. Definitely need an Ultra Ball. Brave Bangle doesn't feel that bad, and neither does Gravity Mountain, since that's going to be my Ultra Ball target. I'm going to Ultra Ball away TM Evo, Grav Mountain, because it doesn't do anything in this matchup to help me too much. Whereas the other cards still have some value in some other way, shape, or form. We'll take one of our Typhlosions, and I'm not going to take Dudunsparce here, because out of 19 cards left in my deck, I do not like my odds of drawing one of my 2 Typhlosions with only 3 cards. So I'd rather just attach here, guarantee myself the KO, and see how my opponent responds. because we're swinging 280 on our first attacking turn, which always feels pretty nice. And I had the Brave Bangle Grab Mountain, so like that's a perfect situation where it's like, you know, if we're not up against a deck like this, let's say we're up against Dragapult or Charizard, dude, we were swinging 310 with Gravity Mountain, so all stage 2 Pokemon are dropped 30 HP, so you know we were in a great spot to fly through. And they're going to go Ethan's Adventure themselves. Guarantee them that 1 energy for Pinsir to take the return KO. Probably, oh, just 3 energy. Okay, I was going to say maybe a Quilava, get some more Ethan's Adventure in the hand, but no, they're just going to take 2 more energy, so Ethan's Ho-Oh can use Golden Flame and most likely set up another Magcargo. Now, or Pinsir. Okay, I guess Pinsir is probably the best attacker in this matchup, huh? That would make sense. And we're just swinging 1 prize for 1 prize. Alright. I think I'll wait a little bit more before the Iono, right? We go in with... I mean, I guess I don't have a guaranteed attacking Pokemon, so maybe I do go in with Dunsparce. And if nothing else, I can Air Balloon, attach, we're good. So maybe this is our Iono turn, depending on what we draw in energy. Yeah, that doesn't help too much. Okay. And I don't hate a Rod here, because we could take back 1 energy. We should have another Cyndaquil in the deck. So then a Typhlosion energy. 2 energy? No. I definitely want a Rod. I want to increase my chances of drawing a Typhlosion off the Rod. Definitely need these 2 cards. I'm tempted between Cyndaquil or the other energy. I think I go... You know, I could even go Dunsparce, but I am going to go Cyndaquil because we're going to need more attacking Pokemon in this matchup, so Rare Candy could be way more useful. I'll throw the Brave Bangle here just to get it out of the deck. This can take a KO on something else at some other point. We'll throw Air Balloon in case I Iono myself into just Typhlosion, not to Dunsparce, because then I could retreat for free and I'm still good to go. And actually, I'm going to get a little bit of everything, which kind of works. And Counter Catcher. Wait, hold up. I could take 2 prize cards this turn. That would disrupt my opponent a ton. They would have a guaranteed bounce back with their own Pinsir that is already set up. So is there more value on taking Pinsir or taking... I'm not sure, actually. For now, let's retreat. I do have a guaranteed swing here. We got a Cyndaquil as well, so this guy's going to feel great on the bench. I like evolving this Dunsparce. We'll keep the one with the Air Balloon just because you never know, and we're going to need that pivot again. And I'm tempted to take 2 prize cards here. We could use a little bit more draw, right? And we do want to get ahead in the prize race. We did play our only Iono, so you know what? That might be our best bet. We get a Buddy-Buddy Poffin Rare Candy. Oh, yeah. We're definitely going for that Ethan's Ho-Oh. I'm going to need something playable this turn because right now I don't have too much that's going to help me next turn. So I want to see if these 2 prize cards can save me a little bit more. And I guess this is where some people are going to start to yell at me like, oh, but this is where Dracloak is better because it's just continuous draw. And like, no, you're totally right. I don't know if Dudunsparce is necessarily better. But I mean, when you got prize cards like that, it doesn't feel too bad. I mean, we got Ultra Ball to get rid of Victini and our top deck. We got Rare Candy into our Typhlosion that we finally got out of the prize cards. And then we'll also have a Dunsparce, which is playable. And I lied, actually. All of the amazing plays I had perfectly lined up for myself. We're just going to throw them out of here and get Iono'd into Arven for Ultra Ball and Dunsparce. Now, this feels amazing. This feels really good. I definitely promote the Dunsparce with the Air Balloon here, and I'm going to evolve the benched one first as well. My opponent is going to tie up on prize cards with Rally Horn, but I like the Dunsparce play before the Arven. I want to see what I draw into, because if it's research or something like that, we are golden. We're good to go. We just need to get a slightly better chain of Quilavas and Cyndaquils, and we're definitely going to need a good Rod at some point, and that might be one of the best top decks I could have asked for, is just another Dudunsparce. I will gladly use both of these guys as well as evolve into a Quilava. So we'll runaway draw the bench one first, just see what I got to work with. This is great. This is 100% amazing. I'm going to research before Dunsparce, just because I don't want to draw into something I can't use immediately and then have to discard it. I'd rather be in a situation like this, where now I can go Artazon for a Dunsparce, and I have an Ultra Ball on hand for a Typhlosion next turn. I can use my active Dunsparce ability to go Runaway Draw. I mean, this just feels very strong. This is great. I like this. All right. Definitely throw a Typhlosion down here. I guess I could. Well, we do have a Typhlosion in hand, but I don't know. I don't know what our perfect play here is. I think our best bet, honestly, just Buddy Blast, 560 damage, right? Sure, they have a KO with Pinsir the following turn. This is fine. I've got Energy Typhlosion in hand to still keep swinging. I am going to need to dig out the other Rod, and I'm going to use this Vessel next turn to check if that's in the deck. Because if it's not in the deck, I'm going to have to go Redeemable Ticket. I'm going to need... Actually, no, I won't. I've got 2 prize cards left. I've got a Cyndaquil and a Quilava in play. No, I will need the Rod, though, because I'm going to need to get back a Typhlosion. Yeah, okay, that's fine. And they did an Iono, so this is perfect, too. They're actually down a lot of energy, and they only got Macargo in the active. If they put down Ethan's Ho-Oh, we got game. We just boss it up and win, and that's that. This is what I mean, dude. Like, the Dunsparce engine, it's a little stressful. I think, like, there's definitely a little more safety in Dracloak because it stays there, but... Oh, I gotta sneeze. Excuse me. But this just feels so much stronger. And you can take the Ethan's Pinsir. If you don't put down another Ethan's Ho-Oh, you're not getting that guy or Macargo set up in nearly enough time to get you the game. So you're going to swing 170, take the KO. No 2 prize Pokemon, so I'm going to have to try to get 2 Typhlosions down this turn, which is fine. We can dig that out. We've got a guaranteed KO here, which is cool. And where is our recovery from here? So I can Vessel away Shaymin. That's not going to help me too much, kind of just a liability at this point. Our Rod is not in the deck. Okay. That's actually very good information. I didn't play both of them, did I? No, I only played one. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to... I don't really need... I mean, I could definitely Artazon here for a Dunsparce. Just get that guy out of the deck. I don't want to draw into it. What I want to do is Ultra Ball away Boss Victini, because I'm not going to need 2 Boss's Orders. And we're going to take out the Dunsparce from our deck. I know it's an extra one, but I want to have the extra one in hand. I don't want to prize the 2 that were in the deck because I want to go Redeemable Ticket right now with my deck super thin, put Rod in it for sure, and then Runaway Draw. And now I think, you know what, actually I might want to shuffle the deck up too because the bottom 2 cards, which means, so Redeemable Ticket takes the 2 prize cards, puts them on bottom of the deck. I have 4 cards in the deck now, so it's the bottom 2 cards. To Dunsparce means I would need it to be the 3rd card guaranteed. I want to use Bonded by the Journey. Shuffle that deck up, because now I think my odds are increased. Oh, it's a Night Stretcher. Oh my god, I think I forgot to make the change. And now my Rare Candy's prized. Okay, this is fine. This is fine. We can make this work. Oh, I got myself into an interesting situation here. I need to first go Runaway Draw. I 100% thought that was Rod, and I get the Night Stretcher, which isn't totally what I needed, but it's alright. I can Night Stretcher back Typhlosion. It's just this prize card has to be what? Has to be Rare Candy, right? If it's not, I am cooked. I mean, I could play the Arven. Boss's Orders doesn't do anything. Just see the last 3 cards in the deck. It should be just Dunsparce's. Yep, there it is. Okay, this is not ideal. It's fine. We're going to make it work. I can't Night Stretcher here. Just got a Buddy Blast for 560. And pray that luck is on my side, because I did have a little bit of a decklist error going into this one. Forgot to make the switch, which I made before the video, but we're not punished, man. We're good. We are golden. If I get Iono to 1, I just gotta really hope it's the Dudunsparce here, and I could kind of draw through and pull off my Night Stretcher Rare Candy play. If it was Rod that I had gone and not Night Stretcher, I don't think we were totally in the deep end, because I still did have a Dudunsparce. I could have Rodded back 3 Typhlosions when they take this KO, right? And then from there, a Dudunsparce into 3 Typhlosions. I had a pretty good odd to draw into them, so you know, I wasn't too upset. My opponent's gonna need a way to retreat though. They're gonna need an Air Balloon or something, get this Quilava out of the active for their Pinsir to do the most work, and they got the switch. That'll be perfect. Did you play a supporter this turn? My gosh, I hope you did. No, you did not. All right. Well, we'll see what your supporter is. It's nothing. You're just gonna go Rallying Horns. That's gonna guarantee match number 1. This was a super stressful one. I mean, head to head, down to the last possible second, I will make sure I got 2 Rods in this deck. And our top deck, always the Dunsparce. 0 worries on my end. For now, I'm going to take one of our 3 Typhlosions. And again, this is why I like 2 Rod. Heavy recovery. Evolve there. Smack the energy down. And let me just KO the Pinsir, because it's extra damage from the weakness, and bigger numbers are always cooler. Match number 1. Cooked up, man. Let's hop into match number 2 and see if Ethan's Typhlosion can take down our next opponent. Welcome to match number 2. We're up against Dunsparce Fluttermane. Gonna go with an Ancient Box deck, which honestly, that's a nightmare, because we've got 3 attacking Pokemon that I'm gonna have to recycle perfectly. That means this game has to be flawless on our recovery, which might be one of the trickier parts of this deck. I mean, this deck is not built for the single prize matchup spread. We're gonna have to hope that they whiff an attacking turn or something, a good timed Iono. I mean, we do have a solid hand as well. I definitely want to go Ethan's Adventure here. We prized 1 Cyndaquil. That's bad. But we got our Typhlosion, so that's good. Alright, so we'll take double Cyndaquil and an energy. And then we got our... No, we prized the Dunsparce and a Dudunsparce. We got our Quilavas. Ethan's Adventures are in the deck. Perfect. Okay. And I have a Quilava in hand, so I can take down a Ethan's Adventure next turn. I like taking the energy here. You know what? No, I can't even take another Pokemon if I wanted to. Okay, this is fine. Could take down another Quilava. I'm satisfied here. If they take a KO, I want to have 2 in play. I want to make sure we are evolving as consistently as possible every single time. I didn't check if my rods and stuff were in the deck. This is a good time to do it. We got both our rods and our Night Stretcher. Okay, this is going to be great. I'll figure out if my Rare Candy is prized or not later. I think for now I just pass for turn. Don't need to attach an energy. Everything is just an attach attack. That's all I'm worried about doing. So it's fine if I miss an energy placement per se, because I don't want to give them an option to boss up a Pokemon and then an energy and a Cyndaquil is wasted. We got 5 energy and 3 attacking Pokemon essentially. We got to be very careful with where we smack these down. If we get Iono'd, 1 Ethan's Adventure will fix all of our problems. So my opponent's going to play the Explorer's Guidance. That tells me they are most definitely playing Ancient Box, and they're going to get 2 Buddy-Buddy Poffins Dark Energy Ride on down. Okay. We can make this work. We can make this work for sure. We just got to beat this deck out in consistency. That's going to be the biggest thing. And we have an Iono. So in the late game, if we could set up our own Dudunsparces, especially at a point where they don't have Dudunsparces down maybe, they did lose 2 Buddy-Buddy Poffins. We could be in a really, really good scenario. So this might be like a mid-game Iono. Because at the late game, if they're a good Ancient Box player, they'll be fine. They'll have exactly what they need in the discard pile. And we top deck a Quilava here too. This is great. Okay. I think what that means for us is we want to do as much thinning as possible right now. I want to see if I could swing... I mean, this turn would be awesome. If not, it's not the end of the world. I just want to do as much thinning, because if I could get Ultra Ball here off this Dunsparce and not play an Ethan's Adventure, that would be fine. Or even attach a treat, just go into Dunsparce, right? I just need to keep my Cyndaquils and Quilavas safe if I'm not attacking this turn. So I don't mind evolving 1 attach retreating into Dunsparce and forcing them. They don't play... they play 2 boss. Probably. TM Evo feels pretty cool too. We got our Ethan's Adventures. TM Evo would be cool. Don't think it's the play for us this turn. I think I like our just attach retreat route. I think that's the safest route for us. If they got a boss's orders, they got a boss's orders. A Quilava will fall, so be it. Because right now I'm going to take Typhlosion, Quilava, and an energy, and I'm just going to make sure that all of my... what do you call it? All of my Ethan's Adventures are in my hand or discard pile. This is an interesting setup into Ancient Box, but I feel like it's a good one. They only have 1 Roaring Moon down. They're going to need a Sada plus another Roaring Moon to get full value out of it. They have 7 cards in hand, so the possibility is pretty high. They've got 2 Dunsparces down, so if they get 1 Dunsparce, I mean, they definitely can pull off a big attack this turn. They're just going to have to retreat. And I would love to just top deck boss and take a KO on their active, but that's not what I've got open to me, so be it. They've got the manual attach, retreat into Roaring Moon, tells me they probably got a Sada in their hand for the now 2 energy in their discard pile, and there it is. So they can most definitely take a KO on my active. Sada being played means Boss's Orders is not being played, which means I am good to go with Typhlosion the following turn. I don't need to Ultra Ball away all my Ethan's Adventure, because just playing a 3rd one means I will have everything it needed to just get 3 Typhlosions down, and then I can focus on recovering 1 as they die while having consistent attackers out. Or maybe no, this is not the turn Iono. Their hand is still far too big. Or they have far too many prize cards. I think I wait until there's like they've taken 3-ish prize cards, and then I think about like the Iono route. Safe to know my hand is not being disrupted though in this matchup. For us, we will definitely Artazon and take out another Dunsparce. How much am I swinging for? 160. Perfect, man. Could play this here. Countercatcher is live. Not going to help us too much. I think we just take 2 Typhlosions and then energy. Feel pretty good. I could go... what do you call it? Rod to get back the 1 Cyndaquil. No, actually, we didn't even lose the Cyndaquil. Yeah, I forgot its prize. Never mind. I don't want to use that yet, though. Because if I prize a Quilava off it, I'm going to scream. And you know what I did prize check for? Rare Candy. So this is cool, too. We'll just swing here. And I like the spot we're in. Swing for 220. We got 3 Typhlosions in the field. We got 2 Fire Energy in our hand. We're in a great spot. One more Pokemon going to hit the discard pile for my opponent, and I'm going to get a Dunsparce out of the prizes. Always nice to get another one of those guys. They always feel pretty good when we can pull it off. My opponent's going to promote their own Dunsparce with Free Retreat. Surprised they're playing the 60 HP one. I mean, the Free Retreat is super nice, but my god, does it make that Dragon Bolt matchup 5,000 times harder. Because they don't even need Hawlucha down now to pull it off, and they're going to Artazon for another Roaring Moon. A Sada manual attach is all they need to feel pretty great. And swing, I don't know if it'll be for KO. They've got 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5, 6 prize cards. And there is the 7th. So now they're swinging for 140. They need 3 more ancient cards in the discard pile to take a KO on Ethan's Typhlosion. If they whiff that, I mean, we are home free if we can get ahead on the prize trade. Because we're behind. So that's what I mean. Like, the Iono is going to be the single most important thing. They got the manual attach down onto Roaring Moon. If I'm not mistaken, they're swinging for 140 damage. And they're going to need an Ultra Ball plus a Vessel. Right. Yeah, or something like that to take this KO here. Whiffing the KO is going to be bad news bears for my opponent. This is going to be a crucial point. They got 13 cards in hand. There's no way they whiffed that, right? Their hand is huge. And I'm not going to do much to disrupt it until way later in the game. They got another Dunsparce. Oh my god, they're going to drop to 15 cards in their hand. Yeah, now there's no way they whiff it. Now I'm pretty convinced. But if they don't get a Dunsparce down, they got Ultra Ball. Alright, that's fine. See ya, 2 Explorer's Guidance. It was unfortunate turn of events here. This is going to be, I would assume, a bit of a longer match since it's 2 single prize Pokemon. No, they just get rid of 1 Flutter Mane. Wait, hold up. They've got 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. They're swinging for 150 damage. They still need 2 more ancient cards in the discard pile to make me really start to sweat. They get a Dunsparce down. That's okay. This still could very well be our Iono turn. As well as, and they get an energy switch to move that energy from Flutter Mane to Roaring Moon, so now they have a backup attacker. They might be short this attack, and they're just doing all they need to set up. Neutralization Zone is going to do nothing for my opponent. I play 0 EX Pokemon. This is a straight Dunsparce Typhlosion build. I could definitely see the value in Dracloak in matches like this. I mean, the spread matchups are, I feel like, worse, but when you pair with anything else, the Dracloaks feel kind of nice. You don't have to worry about recycling the Dunsparces. I've done a little bit of playing with the Dracloaks, and it was cool. I don't know. Any option I can to not play Dracloak is something I generally like to do. Just because I like experimenting with new things and seeing what works, what doesn't. And I'm one of those people where it's like I need to play it myself to fully understand that something doesn't work. Someone telling me, even someone I value like the opinion greatly of because I played with them a lot and seen their play style and I know they're like a great player and stuff like that. Even them telling me it doesn't work, I'm like, oh, that's perfect. Now I just need to play one game with it. I still need to see for myself. That attack whiff is insane. That is going to really put my opponent in a tough spot. Now, I don't need to play the Artazon. I think we kind of just keep the cards in our deck. I don't need to play a Rod yet either. It's really not going to do too much for me. Air Balloon's cool, not necessary. Although I could attach Retreat into Typhlosion. Something tells me they're going to have the KO and be able to discard a couple cards no matter what. So I don't think that's totally worth it. I think that might be a bit more of a waste. I think for now, I just want to swing for 220 and get ahead. And now we need to keep pace. So I'm going to have 4 prize cards left. I've got 2 more attackers, which means I'm going to need to set up 2 more Cyndaquils. And that's possible. It's definitely possible, especially since we have 2 Typhlosions ready to rumble. When my opponent takes a KO... I'm trying to think how I go about this. Maybe I Redeemable Ticket and then play Ethan's Adventure. And then... Or no, I Redeemable Ticket, then Rod, then Ethan's Adventure to take 2 more Cyndaquils down. I think that's our best lineup. And then off the Rod, I need 1 Quilava in the deck. And I'm going to need to take back an extra energy. I'm going to need 6 energy to take the perfect maths on KO. We literally have 3 Ethan's Adventure in the discard pile. That is insane how little we've actually played this game and how great our setup is. They did have the Ultra Ball, and they got rid of, what? 1 Ancient Booster Energy Capsule we KO'd, and they played Guidance. Yeah, I mean, they've got plenty in the discard pile. This could be our Iono turn, depending on what they do or don't get down. They got Night Stretcher for Roaring Moon. Yep. They're going to need to recycle Pokemon and energy as well. I mean, this is a battle of attrition for both decks. We're both playing single prize decks. We're both trying to take 2 prize KOs with single prize Pokemon. So this is going to be one of the much tougher matchups for Ethan's Typhlosion. We just got to play it smart. We got to play it careful. Definitely slow our pace down and just make sure that there's no wasted actions. They're swinging 190, so they're also at the point of OHKOs. And this is why I think Ethan's Typhlosion has taken over the best single prize spot from Ancient Box, is because we ramp up way quicker, which always helps in a very fast-paced meta. That top deck might be the best thing I've ever seen. I don't even want to play the Artazon. I don't want to give them another out to get their own Pokemon. I wish I had a way to search the deck before this, but I don't. I'm just going to Redeemable Ticket here and take our Cyndaquil out of the prize cards, throw it down in the deck. We're then going to Rod, take back a Cyndaquil Typhlosion energy. And then here, I'm going to have to go Ethan's Adventure, double Cyndaquil. We've got 1 Typhlosion left. This is fine because I've got a Quilava in my hand, Rare Candy's in my deck. We have, I believe, enough gas to get us through the game. 1, 2, 3. We're going to need 1 more energy back as well. But our Rod is also... We got a Night Stretcher, okay. And our Rod seems to be prized. We prized a Rod off the Redeemable Ticket. Okay. Unfortunate. Not the end of the world. Definitely going to get these guys down. That's priority number 1. Priority number 2, evolving here. And then next turn's our Iono turn for sure. Don't need TM Evos. If I TM Evo, I lose. So I can thin these out of the deck just because they're not necessary. And then we Buddy Blast 280. Okay. We have the remaining attacking Pokemon on the bench needed. If my opponent goes Boss KO, that just means there's less pressure on me to get another Typhlosion out. This is fine. That's the best top deck I could have asked for. We now have all of the Pokemon and energy needed to close out this game. We're gonna... Ideally, we Rare Candy into 1 Typhlosion, manual evolve into the other. If I could manually evolve into both, I think that would be amazing. So I think that is a fine play for us. Because this turn, I'm going to need to Rod back what? I don't need any more Cyndaquil, so I don't need a Cyndaquil. I'm definitely going to need a Typhlosion. Definitely going to need an energy. I'll probably take back 1 Quilava, just because, again, if I could take some of the pressure off Rare Candy, I'd love to do that. And they got the Sada, so they're going to be playing very well. Do you have another Dunsparce, though? Or is this Iono going to, like, make or break? Really both of us from this point on. You've got an Ultra Ball. That tells me you can dig out Dunsparce if you choose to and get rid of Gravity Mountain. Not necessary at this point. You know that. I know that. We're both here in the same situation. You get the Dunsparce down. What do you do with the rest of your turn, or do you swing? You Vessel. Okay, so you're digging deep. My opponent also could run into the issue where they deck out. Oh my god, they play Squawk? Oh, what I would have done for my opponent to just get the Squawk down turn 1. That would have been the fattest boss KO. I mean, we would have cruised through this deck if we could take even just 1 2-prize KO. I mean, without that, without a 2-prize Pokemon down, it's hard, and you got to really math out. And again, this is why I like 2 Rods. 2 Rods worth of recovery just it helps a ton in matchups like this, where you need to rely a little more on recovery. You got to take a little more single prize KO than you want. I think Grimmsnarl is another match where Dunsparce plus Double Rod feels good. My opponent's swinging 220. They've now reached the basic EX numbers to take KOs. We're going to throw up another Typhlosion, which we had prepped in the beginning. We are going to do a lot here. We're definitely going to evolve into Quilava. And we mapped out how we do this. They got a Dunsparce down, which is a shame, not the end of the world. We're gonna take these guys back. It feels the best. Get the Quilava down. I like the Iono, just because, I mean, it puts me in a tough spot as well, depending on what I draw, but it also puts my opponent in a bit of a tough spot, which, I mean, I'll take that gamble on. We get maybe the single best hand I could have asked for. I mean, we're golden from here on out, right? I Night Stretcher Typhlosion when my opponent KOs my active, and then I rip a research and coast through the rest of the game. And we get an Arven too. Good night. I haven't even played my ace spec yet. I haven't even ran Secret Box. My opponent's going to need another Roaring Moon plus another Sada to set it up, or just 2 turns of manual attach. They have one more Roaring Moon in the deck, and it's now on the bench. Okay. And he, of course, drew into your Dunsparce, which is fine. He could run away, draw for 3. It seems my opponent and I both got very playable hands off the Iono, which, like, is annoying for me. But, I mean, in terms of making this a better game, like, that definitely does it, right? So it's hard for me to complain about that. I do love when games get super close and down to the wire like this. And my bunny's attacking my feet. Hello. Please stop biting my foot. She wants pets. Wrong time in the middle of a recording. I was hoping she would know this by now. Yo, homie, go away. Doing the most. You got the energy needed for the attach. Now next turn you just need another manual attach on the bench Roaring Moon and you'll be good to go. But there's only one card in your hand. So I take the KO this turn, and this is what I mean. The Iono didn't do damage this turn. It seems like it'll be doing damage on the following turn. And my button is finally run away from bouncing around the foot of my chair. She stomped? Yeah, of course she stomped. Sorry, I'm sitting in the room with my girlfriend. She's telling me she's angry that I can't give her attention right now. Alright. We got Typhlosion out. Now we rip the research. Arven's cool. Not going to guarantee me much. I mean, I guess Secret Box is pretty cool, but I like the big draw here. And this is it, right? I mean, we could Ultra Ball away. We got 4 Buddy-Buddy Poffins. That's nuts. And we could take out a Typhlosion here. Or a Dunsparce. I definitely take out a Typhlosion. And we'll just smack this down. I could attach the energy. And then we should just be able to walk through the rest of the game. I've got 1 prize card left, 1 Typhlosion in the active spot. I guess there is a world where my opponent could boss up a Dunsparce, and if I can't retreat it, I'd be in a tough spot. But, I mean, when you draw research out of the prize cards and you've got nothing needed in your hand, so you could rip it next turn, you know, we're in a great spot. My opponent hit me with a thumbs up. I'm going to hit them with it back. We, I think, have officially entered a very safe zone of we can finish this match out super strong. My opponent did get the energy needed to take the KO this turn, but if they take it on the Typhlosion, all we got to do is promote our last Typhlosion, take the 6th prize card. That was a pretty long match. That was a what, 20-minute game? Whew. That one was tough. Definitely going to hit my opponent with another thumbs up there. That was intense. And we got an Ultra Ball for a Dunsparce in case we drew poorly, and they hit the concede button. That's a shame, man. I wanted to take that last attack. 2-0. 2 tough matchups. 2 times we've pulled through. The Dunsparce, I mean, it's working. It's tense, but it's working. Let's hop into match number 3. See if we can get a matchup we almost were looking for with Ethan's Typhlosion with the new Brave Bangle. Welcome to match number 3. I had to think about that for a second for no reason. This is going to be a hard one. We're up against Miraidon. Our starting hand is pretty good, not perfect. Definitely pretty good, though. We'll take a Dunsparce and a Cyndaquil down just to make sure we got heavy draw. Or do I go double Cyndaquil? Just make sure they can't KO all of my Cyndaquils down. That might be the safer out because they probably play Prime Catcher. Again, we start with double Dunsparce. God, that's such a nightmare. Our Ethan's Adventure are in the deck, our Rods are in the deck, our Night Stretcher's in the deck, and we've got our Energy. No, we prize 2 energy. Okay. Alright. This is fine. We'll take these guys down for now. It doesn't feel great, not the end of the world. We'll pass for turn, and I think next turn, more likely than not, we go Research. Maybe our top deck could change that. I don't think so. If our opponent takes a big KO with Iron Hands this turn, which they got off the Nest Ball and not Tandem Unit, that's surprising. Surprised they didn't take the Squawk there. I was going to say, if they take a Ampy Very Much KO, we're definitely in danger. That's going to feel pretty bad. They got Watchful Dynamo down. All right. I like this Miraidon box we're looking at. They're going to have Heavy Draw, some good energy acceleration with the Electric, and they got the Ampy Very Much, which is going to cause some problems until I could safely evolve into one Typhlosion. 4 cards in hand, they pass for turn, gives us some more time to exist, which always feels great. I think if that's the case, and I got a little bit more time, I'm not going to research yet. I'm going to go take double Quilava, and maybe I do take... No, I take 1 energy for sure. Definitely take 1 energy, just in case. But I think what I want to do, because they hopefully don't play many Iono, right? I do actually want to play the Victini, because that could be relevant if we don't get all of our Ethan's Adventure in the discard pile. I do want to go double Bonded by the Journey, though, just take 2 more in hand, so that next turn I could rip a Research. I guess, you know what, maybe there is value in attaching it to the active to retreat, but if I get Air Balloon, that would be pretty cool. I don't know what to do here. I'm going to pass. I don't mind if they take the first KO. We deal with 1 Iron Hands. We're 2-4-6ing them. They can't Ampy very much just after the first one. They're just taking 1 prize card. We're in a fine spot. So I think I'm worrying too much about something I don't need to worry about. They do have the Kilowattrel, and they've got the energy needed to go, what is it, Flashing Draw, something like that? Flashing Draw, yep. They discard an energy attached to this Pokemon, and then they draw until they have 6 cards in their hand. So they could draw 3 more cards now. And if they have Electric, that just sets up an energy in the discard pile every single turn for Electric, so they can either loop their draw engine or set up some extra energy onto one of their bench Pokemon, such as the Iron Hands that's sitting there. And there is an Ultra Ball, so I'm sure I'll see Electric come down this turn, and if they're still short of support, Rod goes too with an energy, that's big. That could be really, really damaging to my opponent. If they don't have enough energy in their deck, it is going to be pretty difficult to make it through this matchup because they are a 2-prize attacking dominated deck. They don't have any good single prize attackers, and we're all single prizers. So if they don't set up multiple Iron Hands and 2-4-6 us, I mean, we can totally walk through them. And this is where you see some of the value in what do you call it, not playing Pheasantipity, because we don't want to give up extra 2-prize Pokemon. They can Tandem Unit, they've got 2 energy attached to the active. Even if they have Electric Generator, it's not going to do much. Seems to be a huge misplay from my opponent, because I will be swinging for KO. They do Research, and they can't attach this. Actually, no, they can attach this turn. They have not. Oh, no, they can't. They attach to their Kilowattrel. Okay. I mean, if they can't attach this turn, I don't know if there's much they could do. Generator could set up Zekrom or Miraidon. I'm not scared of either of those Pokemon. They can take 1 KO for 1 prize card at a time. And we can get a huge lead by getting all 4 of our Ethan's Adventure in the discard pile. We would just need a way to retreat our Shaymin, which I'm not looking forward to. Maybe I did have some good value in attaching that energy to my active. It's a shame. Not the end of the world. We'll make it work. It's all good. They got another Dynamo down. Okay, that's smart. So now they could get 1 energy on the Kilowattrel and 1 energy somewhere else per turn, every turn. And we draw a Quilava out. It's unfortunate. I still think this is always our turn to, do we have Air Balloon in the deck? We do not. If I don't have Air Balloon, I'm not attacking this turn, am I? Because I can only attach once. I've got no switch outs. Air Balloon's prize, so there's absolutely nothing of value in terms of Research, because my active is going to die pretty much no matter what. So I think if that's the case, I'd rather just go Ethan's Adventure here. Just take a little more time to set up. More importantly, get another Cyndaquil down. We'll take another Typhlosion and another energy. Always feels pretty good. I could take a little bit more time to evolve this guy here. I don't mind the double evolution into Typhlosion because it does take these guys out of Ampy very much range as well as Arm Press range unless they have the Future Booster Energy Capsule, which is fine. I don't need to attach an energy per turn here because that gives them an optimal boss target, and I want to waste as little resources as possible when I know at some point I'm going to have to rod for probably double the Dunsparce. So that wouldn't feel super cool either. I think I just wait until they do, and be very much take the first 2 prize cards, because once they do that, it'll be their last 2 prize turn, ideally. And there is the double electric. Now their bench is full, no more Iron Hands. They could, however, get 2 energy down onto Zekrom to go with the new attack voltage burst, 50 more damage for each prize card your opponent's taken, base 130. Charizard EX, basic EX attacker is all that is, and this is fine, we can work around that. They got the energy needed, so they can arm press for KO. If they don't get a 4th one down, they're just going to take the 1 prize card, and my god, am I going to get ahead this next turn. Again, second a lot of Dunsparces, but our board is very established, so it doesn't feel awful. TM Evo goes down, that's not the tool needed, just gets a card out of the hand for flash and draw. That is all good by me. 6 cards left. You have not played a supporter this turn, so we could still see a boss's orders or something, but even Feature Booster Energy Capsule can't be played, so our Typhlosions should be safe. This is why we played slow, man. This is why, you know, like, we're playing a single press decks. I think one of the core features of single press decks is no need to rush it. That Iono's annoying, because we do not have our Ethan's Adventures, or a way to get them since we evolved this turn. Oh, that is going to cause some problems for sure, but it's all good. How do I work around that, though? That is pretty funny, actually. I kind of just hoped they played a lot of research and stuff like that. I really didn't expect an Iono, so I played as if they did not have one. That's annoying. Not the end of the world. I don't want to research here. If I need to research here, that is absolutely what I will do. There's no way I could top deck and Ethan's Adventure because the last 2 were in our hand, so I really just need to shuffle the deck, which is also impossible. Okay. Alright. You swing 160. I think I still promote Typhlosion here. Yeah. I guess I could promote Victini. Doesn't do anything, though. You know what? No, but they probably have a boss's orders. They could just take up Typhlosion if they want it. But then they have to do that. That's fine. I don't need to attack this turn. I don't need to attack until I'm ready to take 2 prize cards. Swinging for chip damage on these Pokemon does absolutely nothing for me. Artazon's pretty cool. I like the Artazon. I could actually go TM Evo this turn. That actually feels really good. Right? And then I hold the research. I could get a Quilava down for next turn. And then use that to rip a research. That feels awesome, actually. We'll definitely do that. Attach this here. Smack this down. We're going to go TM Evo. And we're going to get a Quilava and a Dunsparce out of our deck. And now if I have 3 Ethan's Adventure in the discard pile, what does that get me? That would be 6, 12, 18, plus the base 40 is 220. Victini will be dying, so that means we will be swinging 220 damage, but as long as there is not a Bravery Charm attached to their active, I can rod back Victini and the energy, and then I could just Artazon the Victini back, boom, 230, we're fine. And they play the Arven, so if that's not a prime catcher, it's a generator Air Balloon. Good to go. Golden, man. This is going to be a good turn for us. Had to take it a little bit slower, not the end of the world. We just need to get 1 energy. Or actually, do we even research that? Or do I just go play the adventures? Ethan's Adventure. I think I used the Dunsparce first. Shuffle that back into the deck. Draw 3. Because there are other supporters that could be of more value than the research here. I don't want to waste... Oh, wait, no, I don't need to do that at all. I got Brave Bangle. I don't need Victini back even a little bit. I'll definitely go to Dunsparce first. I don't want to waste the rod on a Victini if I don't need to. Forgot Brave Bangle exists, and this might be the first time we're actually using it. What did you get rid of with that Ultra Ball? Don't know yet. Probably the 2 energy. Okay. So you're only down 2 energy. You've got 4, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 energy played. You took another electric. Oh, alright. I mean, this is an interesting Miraidon deck for sure. It is very slow, I will say that. They've taken 1 prize card in a whole bunch of turns. I'm just surprised about that. It wasn't even an AMP KO. It's just an R press KO. It's a bit of a slowed down game. I don't mind falling 2 prize cards behind at all. We've got these single prize means to KO whatever I'm staring at. They'll take 2 here, which is going to be annoying. It's okay. They've got 3 prize cards left. As long as I 2-4-6 them and they don't get another Iron Hands down, we're good. So I will definitely promote Dudunsparce here, just see what we got going on. And we'll use that first. Another Quilava is pretty cool. Doesn't necessarily guarantee anything super useful. I'm going to Runaway Draw now, and we'll get another Typhlosion. Ugh. Oh my god, I put the wrong Pokemon up. That's okay, it doesn't change anything. We just take a Ethan's Adventure. Lucky for us, I did get a Typhlosion. However, this also might be a situation where I just play the Adventure. We're swinging how much damage? 160. That changes very, very quickly. Yeah, this is okay. I mean, the and KO does, I guess, change a little bit. It is pretty annoying. Not the end of the world. One Adventure, and we're kind of fine from here. And then I could Rod next turn when my active gets KO'd. So we'll just take 3 energy out of the deck. This is fine. We've got 3 attacking Pokemon, 3 energy. Nothing left in terms of Ethan's lines. I guess we prized our last Cyndaquil, which I think I knew, so that's cool. Swinging 250. Might as well put the Brave Bangle here, I guess, right? Yeah, it doesn't hurt. Swing 250, take 2 prize cards. We're almost tied up with my opponent. They're going to KO my active, drop down to 2. And then I'm going to KO their active, go down to 2 myself. They're going to KO my active again, go down to 1 prize card. I'm going to KO them for 2 prize cards. I will 2-4-6 them just in the nick of time if all goes according to plan. It's really going to come down to, can they get another Iron Hand set up? To do that, they're going to need double electric, which they do have, plus a generator. And generator just needs to hit 1. As long as they have a manual attach as well, they'll be fine. For now, they're going to electric the energy to kill a Watchel, which is not where it needed to be. That's not going to get them any extra cards, since they got 9 cards in their hand and not 6, so this is fine. And what else do they have for turn? If it's nothing but a Photon Blaster, I mean, we are good. They Iono us, getting rid of our research, our boss, our rod. It's annoying, and our energy, more importantly. But with an Arven to get us an Earthen Vessel, Countercatcher to take down an Iron Hands if they manage to get another one into play, KO that guy before it could do more damage, and a Dunsparce to draw us more cards, we're in a fine spot. And it's another Watchel. Okay, that's cool. That is totally fine by me. It doesn't matter if we take down Zekrom this turn or Miraidon. I think it's actually better to take down Miraidon because they could use Tandem Unit to get down another Iron Hands. And that is the one Pokemon I'm worried about going into this late game here. We will promote the Typhlosion without Brave Bangle because we don't know when a Charm will come down, and this guy needs to swing a little bit harder. Yeah, this is a tough spot to be in. Maybe misplayed this one a little bit, but don't worry about it. Forgot about the Ampy very much taking 2 prize cards on the Victini since they didn't do that the first time. We can evolve my active. Gravity Mountain's not going to do much except put my Typhlosions in KO range, which I don't feel like doing. Is Vessel in the deck? That, and I want to get those Ionos shuffled up. 2 very important things to check on right now. Secret Box is in the deck. Vessel's not. Ethan's Adventure is. Oh boy, so we just need to draw into energy is what we're saying. Okay, well that doesn't feel great. What do we got here? Definitely play this Runaway Draw first. See if I get a bigger draw supporter and I get my energy plus another Dudunsparce. We're fine. I'm stressing out over things I don't need to stress out about. Story of my life. Don't need to play the Countercatcher this turn. I think we do just Runaway Draw. And we draw into boss, Secret Box. This is pretty much everything we need into the late game. Attach this energy here. Since 1 Dunsparce is down, I see no problems with getting more down. It's just better draw going into the last turn of the game. If they got a full Iron Hand set up the next turn, plus a boss KO on a Dunsparce, so be it, as there's not much I can do about that. I guess I could play... Doesn't matter if I play Iono though. They could just draw an Unholy Amount with Kill a Watchel. There's no KO on a better Pokemon. I think we just deal with their active Pokemon and hold the hand. Swing 220. This is fine. I guess I could get my 4th Ethan's Adventure in the discard pile. Right. Maybe there's actually value in that. We'll get rid of 1, 2, and 3. I like having Arven. Just guarantees me Night Stretcher, which is the energy needed for KO. I'll take Ethan's Adventure. I'll take TM Evo we could discard. And honestly, I will just take the Night Stretcher here. Do I have a way to... Yeah, I got Ultra Ball in hand, so that's cool too. Because then I could Ultra Ball away the last Ethan's Adventure plus TM Evo and take a Dunsparce, which is now a draw engine for the last turn if something else goes wrong. for now, we'll swing 280. We should be good even if they play a Bravery Charm from here on out. Brave Bangle shouldn't matter on this guy, but it's nice to have on the bench. We'll just take our 2 prize cards, see how my opponent follows up. If all they do is attack with Zekrom, we are okay. Again, they still have Dynamotor. Dynamotor plus Generator plus Manual Attachment plus Boss is what they need. That's a lot. That is a lot. How did they do that? 8 energy, they've played, what, 8 plus 3 is 11 energy. They've played 2 generators, so that means they have 2 left. They max play 16 energy in the deck. It's possible. It's not likely, but it's definitely possible. You're going to use your Dynamotors now before an Iron Hands comes down. Well, that does not seem like the play. And we have Boss in hand, so if you retreat into Kilowattrel, boss up a Dunsparce just to take 1 prize card, we still have game just by the nature of things. There's a generator going down as well. They actually hit an energy to get an extra energy down on the Kilowattrel. My god, this thing is prepping for war. But they did get 4 energy in play, so if they had an Iron Hands ready to go, and Boss, oh my god, that could have been bad news bears. Lucky for us, it probably will not matter since our hand is staying the same. They played their boss's orders. I guess they could play Unfair Stamp. Did they play an A-Spec yet? He did not. They could play Stamp. If they do that, that would be problematic. They got the Flashing Draw for 1. What's the top deck? Well, I was about to say what's the prize card. What's the top deck? Nothing. All right, well, good game. Respectable game from my opponent. Was able to take out a Dunsparce. Lucky for us, it did not matter. We'll just throw Typhlosion in the active. I was like, oh, we could go swing 30 more damage. Doesn't matter. We're just going to close up match number 3 in a little bit stressful, pretty comfortable fashion, no less. I think that Artazon for Dunsparce was a misplay. Probably should have just left my board to Dunsparce list. So they could not amp anything and take 2 prize cards. But hey, I mean, we made it through. Took our prize cards 3-0 with the Dunsparce. Definitely felt strong. I think the list could definitely be improved upon. I think this is a totally valid way to play Ethan's Typhlosion. I think there's great synergy. I think it works very well. And yeah, I hope everyone enjoyed the video. If there's any videos you guys want to see in the future, definitely let me know. I've got a couple more decks cooked up for the start. Black Bolt White Flare, and I'm excited to get more out there for y'all. Again, check out the Draw Past TCG channel. And with that being said, stay epic. Peace.